All right, 2020 just started, and studies show less than 25% of people are going to stay committed to their resolutions. It's time to change that. Registered dietitian Cara Harbstreet is here to help. Let's be real. All these diets, like I can't keep track of them. Keto, paleo, like Atkins, vegan, vegetarian. Like there's so many different diets crazes. It seems like. Which one is the one for us, or should we just forget it all?
So it's really challenging because what I see a lot of people doing is trying to eliminate entire food groups.
Yes.
And what we end up seeing is a gap in our nutrition. And so what we have here are some examples of how we can fill those gaps and create a diet that's more enjoyable and more nourishing.
And real quick, can you talk about when you sub out entire food groups, are we talking about, like carbs on like the keto or Atkins and stuff like that? Or are you talking about like just grains or?
Exactly. A lot of the diet trends these days are simply too restrictive. So that's one of the big reasons why our New Year's resolutions tend to fail often within the first 30 days.
You're taking out such a big chunk of what you've dieted on for the last year,
Exactly.
Right?
So we have so many opportunities to enjoy real wholesome foods. We've got our colorful fruits and vegetables, we have real dairy, and this is going to provide the essential nutrients that our bodies need.
Okay, and I ask you this off air just because I didn't know. What type of vegetable is this one
This
right here?
vegetable is some rainbow chard.
This is rainbow chard. Did you guys know that? Did you know that was rainbow chard? I had no idea. Obviously, I didn't know. I'm not eating from the healthiest part of the grocery store, it seems like here. So the rest of it, though, I've got a good idea. So we've got some peppers, some broccoli, and some carrots here, right?
Exactly. Yeah, milk is going to provide 9 essential nutrients, and when you compare it to some of the non-dairy milk alternatives, it might have up to 8 times as much protein.
Okay.
It's also a top source of calcium and vitamin D, plus you're also getting a good source of vitamin B12.
For real? Okay. Well, let's talk about intermittent fasting. I know that's another kind of I don't know if that's necessarily a diet craze or more just a different way of eating, right? Because you're limiting the time that you eat food. How does this help with intermittent fasting?
So I tell people that when you fall asleep every night, you're essentially participating in a fast. And so one of the best things you can do for your body is start the morning with a nourishing, balanced breakfast.
Yeah.
So using something that provides fiber, we've got protein, a good source of carbohydrates, and then our healthy fats. And milk can absolutely be a part of that. Okay,
so you've got like your grain and your oatmeal for your wheat, and you could probably put some like Greek yogurt and stuff like that for protein.
I love adding nuts on top for a little bit of crunchy texture, but there's a lot of different options there.
Okay, and then how about if we're just trying that New Year diet, maybe not one of the fancy diets, but what do we do better to stick to it, to stay on that same path?
So a big trend this year, and I'm getting a ton of questions about plant-based eating because people feel it's more sustainable, not only in their habits, but also for the environment.
Yeah.
And so I like to point out that when we're incorporating fruits and vegetables into our diet, we want to make sure that we have that satisfaction factor. And milk is one of the main things that will provide that for us because of that combination of fat and protein.
Awesome. So what do you have laid out here? I have some cucumbers, maybe some butternut squash and onions.
Right. I love butternut squash because of that vibrant color. And then to add just a little bit of sweetness to balance those savory flavors, you can sprinkle it with some pomegranate seeds.
Oh, is that what that is? Oh, okay. Fantastic. Wonderful. And then over on the other side there, you got some coffee. I love coffee in the morning. And how do you use milk to spruce up your coffee real quick?
So I'm a big coffee drinker as well, but oftentimes people have questions about how they might eliminate sugar or cut down on calories. So I like to remind them that we can always switch from a full fat option and switch to some of the lower fat versions of dairy.
Okay, so like a skim milk versus a full milk?
Exactly. So we've got our coffee creamer. We run the whole spectrum of heavy cream to half and half, whole milk, and then you have your low fat or reduced fat options as well.
All right, so just basically trying to eat a balanced nutrition, balanced palate or whatever?
Right, that's the best advice. As a dietitian, I stick to the science, and we have decades of research that shows that milk can have a place in a healthy diet.
All right, does milk have a place in my milkshakes then too?
I would say so.
Okay, wonderful. Okay, can't cut those out of the diet, right? So, all right, well, Cara, thank you very much for being here today. We appreciate it. For quick and easy recipes with milk as well as nutrition tips, just visit milklife.com.